Hi there, welcome back. So in today's video, Wayne is going to do a demonstration of how to make a wind chime. Now this kit was from Temu, and everything we use in today's video will be linked in the description box below. We did get two of the kits. The mica powders that he's going to show you are from a selection either from the Scoops, from Jules at Resin Jules and Helena at Resin Supplies, or they're from Temu, or they are actually from Amazon, but we'll link, or we'll put everything down in the description box. So just showing you the glitter here. I mean, stunning glitter, stunning mica powders, really good quality products. And I believe there's a new Scoops coming. I think it's the 29th of March, but direct message Jules at Resin Jules and she will let you know and she'll confirm it. So look at these mica powders and glitters. They are stunning. We don't necessarily show you how to use all of these. We're just going to run through a few steps. So here we go, straight in with the first one. Apologies that this isn't in full camera shot. Like a lot of things, you get caught up in what you're doing and don't necessarily notice that things aren't as in shot as they need to be when you're filming. But you've seen us do this before. What Wayne is doing is he's applying a mica powder to a mould, a silicone mould of this gorgeous, stunning, beautiful hummingbird. And he's using, believe it or not, that's a makeup brush. Not one that I use for my makeup, but a separate set that we have just for doing this kind of job. So again, bits of the video have been sped up because take your time. Take your time when you're doing this process. And also just something to note that, you know, you do a section, turn it over, give it a bit of a tap, give the mould a tap, just to get rid of any excess mica powder. If you then find that you've got mica powder in areas of the mould where you don't want it, get a little baby wipe or a little bit of isopropyl alcohol on a bit of kitchen towel or a Q-tip and just go over it and it will wipe off the surface of the mould. Now look at this stunning shades of green. I mean, these are absolutely stunning. I'm getting peacock, actually. Now, what colour would you call this? Would you call this green, or would you call it teal, or what colour would you call it? I mean, I think that's more a greenish blue. Or is it a bluish green? I'm never really sure myself. But obviously you don't have to follow our example that we've done regarding colour selection and choice. You can do it in whatever colour you want. This is your time to use your artistic license. So in other words, what I'm saying is it doesn't have to be true to nature. But certainly the colours Wayne uses here are absolutely stunning. They blend really lovely. And I can tell you now, in the real thing, when the project is finished, it looks absolutely stunning. It's not one that's going to go up for sale either on our website or at any craft fairs. We are keeping this one for ourselves. Now, as he continues on here, just doing the mica powder in the mould, I'm just going to explain something to you about this video. Now, we don't necessarily have what I call the beauty shot at the end. There are some still photos of the wind chime itself in our back garden. They're done in portrait rather than in landscape. Apologies for that. And bits are blurred out. Now that's obviously to protect us because we don't want people necessarily knowing exactly where we live in the UK. Nothing unusual about that, and quite a few other YouTubers and artists that publish their videos on YouTube do that as well. So there you go, you can see he's done the other one as well, slightly different colours. Now, this pigment is from Helena at Resin Supplies and was part of a Scoops haul that we got recently from them. As I said before at the beginning of the video, next one is coming on 29th of March, I believe. So that's over on Instagram on Resin Jules, Jules at Resin Jules, on her channel. They're loads of fun, loads and loads of fun. So he's just mixed some of that pigment into the resin. Now, unfortunately, bits of it didn't mix in particularly well, but look at that colour pink. I mean, it's stunning, absolutely stunning. So he poured that into one of the smaller moulds, round moulds. Now, all of these moulds make up other component parts of the wind chime. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, the construction of the wind chime itself, doing all this, creating the component parts, really straightforward. Constructing the wind chime itself together, not so straightforward, and really tested Wayne's patience. Now, he is a patient man. He is a creative person, and he does have a lot of patience. But on this particular occasion, that was seriously tested. So if you haven't got, if you're not the most patient of people, perhaps ask someone else to actually assemble this for you, or adapt it to your own ability. And we'll just leave it at there, but you'll see what I mean. A lot of the construction hasn't been filmed in detail because it took quite a while as well. But here we go. He's just putting together some more of the component parts. So in a wind chime is usually made up of a central round ring, what looks like a flat ring donut, as you can see there with that mould. And then you've got other things that dangle from it. And of course, you've got the tubes, which are metal, sometimes wood, but usually metal, hollow tubes that make that lovely chinking sort of sound in the wind. Now, I know wind chimes aren't always everybody's favourite, but I certainly love them. So here you go, he's carrying on. He's mixed in some lovely, what looks like aurora borealis with slight pink tone there, mica powder into some resin. Now this is just regular resin he's using, by the way. It's the usual brand of choice that we have currently. Not sponsored by anybody either. We have bought everything in this video we have bought ourselves. We've not sponsored by them. To promote their goods. But as I said, we will provide links so that you can then click on those links and it will take you to those particular products and the manufacturers' websites and so on. Or as I said, you can source your own. It's totally up to you what you prefer to do. And if you're lucky enough to have a craft shop or retailer near where you live, in whatever country and wherever you live, then and they stock this kind of thing, then obviously you can go and pay them a visit. So there we go. Look, you can see some more. Now, these are the lovely decorations that would also hang down. And what Wayne's done is he's mixed some of this gorgeous purple, sort of amethyst shades of purple, or various shades of amethyst sort of purple, to the resin. And this is a glitter, by the way. It's not a tint, it's a glitter. It's a very fine glitter. Mixed it and then just pouring it in. So you can see two moulds exactly the same there, because he has made up two lots of the component parts to make two wind chimes. You know, as I said, we ordered two kits, and yeah, so that's what he decided to do. But we haven't left in the final edit of this video everything for both of the wind chimes, if that makes sense. So here's some more resin. It's just regular epoxy resin. It's T-Expert is the brand of choice currently, 1:1 mixing ratio. And look at this glitter. Now that looks quite dark, doesn't it? But look at the way it disperses across the surface of the resin. It's beautiful. It's almost going out like a tint. Now this one was definitely from the Scoops haul that we got from Jules at Resin Jules and Helena at Resin Detra Supplies. Now, he did also add a bit more in there, and look at that. I mean, that's beautiful. Now pouring it into the hummingbird moulds, because obviously he'd finished doing all the dusting of the moulds with the different coloured micas. There we are. So carefully just pour the resin in there. And like everything with resin, epoxy resin, you do need to leave it to cure completely before you then move on to doing the demold and then the construction of the wind chime itself. So yeah, as I said, we don't have a beauty shot at the end where you can see it in motion and hear it making that beautiful sound, unfortunately. So apologies for that. We do have some stills photos though instead. And apologies if you can see any of our back garden. It's a little bit untidy at the moment. Big projects planned for our garden in April, so maybe we'll take you along on a little bit of the journey for that and some of the things that we make to go in with that. So you can see he had a bit of leftover resin, so he's made some lovely little bunnies and some bears and things there as well. So this is a good 24 hours later, and he's just doing the demold. As you can see, this has been sped up because, you know, I mean, you've probably seen lots of demold videos. You don't need to sit and watch him demold this for 10 minutes. Some of these pieces are a lot clearer than others. That is just dependent on whether you use a pigment paste, a mica, or a glitter. Look at that though, the sheen coming off, that's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So it's just going to demold the final component parts there. Obviously, you know, you can use whatever colours you want for these. You could keep them all clear, you could keep them all one colour, you could do them all in mica powder, you could do them all using an opaque pigment paste. Totally up to you. One thing to mention that didn't come in with the kit, well, it did come with the kit, but we didn't use it. They had some green coloured beads, which we thought were a bit unusual, not actually to our liking. So we replaced those with some semi-precious crystal beads that we had from our stash. Now, we won't be able to provide you with a link for those because we've had those for a long, long time. Look at that. It is stunning. Beautiful, beautiful hummingbird. Here's the other one that he did. Now, of course, these hummingbirds, you don't have to use them as part of a wind chime. If you buy the kit, I mean, the kit is very, very reasonably priced through Temu. You could use them just as hangers, you know, in windows as part of a sun catcher, perhaps. Or you could incorporate them into any other project that you have, which is something that I think we might be doing. Spoiler alert, maybe. Maybe as part of some hanging houseplant pots, perhaps, maybe. If you want to follow along with our channel, don't forget to hit the notification bell. Give us a like, share and subscribe. Uploading videos 3 times a week, Wednesdays, Fridays and Sundays at 5 p.m. UK time. So this is us doing our best. So I'm very sorry about this, filming the construction of it. So the hummingbird is suspended from a bar, and Wayne has just fed through using the thread that comes with the kit. He's using a bead that's from our stash there, that blue, lovely dyed blue agate faceted bead. They're beautiful beads. He's just trying to feed through that see-through thread that there's provided in the kit through the bead, and then you've got to secure it. So can you see you've got a disc at the bottom, and then a little bit further up you've got the bead. Now Wayne then has to attach that through the hole in the bottom of the hummingbird. This was when his patience was really tried, and I must admit I cut out quite a bit of this video in the edit because he had 3 attempts at trying to attach this. All I can recommend that you do with regards to knots and things is that you actually do a surgeon's knot. Now that is, you would put so in your right hand you've got the thread over the left hand, the thread in your left hand, so 2 pieces over the thread in the left hand. Put the right hand one back behind the thread, up through the middle, do that twice and then knot it, pull it tight. You know, but obviously you do the knots that you're comfortable doing, that you know are going to secure this piece where it needs to be. So there you go, he's just showing you what he's done. Hopefully you can see the threads there showing up. So you've got the hummingbird, you then have the bead, you have that giant flat disc there that's a bit like a squashed ring donut. There is also then another circular component there. You've got the metal tubes, you've got another lovely blue bead, and then you've got another pink disc at the bottom. And then in this next shot, you'll see that he's started to add on the other decorations. And there also are those beautiful clear, crystal clear, actually there's semi-precious stones called crystals as beads as well. But look at this, I mean, the hummingbird, plus it kept moving. It kept moving about, but never mind. Slightly off centre a little bit. Apologies for that, but you know, obviously you can sort that out, fine tuning with the knotting and so on. I hope you've enjoyed this video and, you know, kept with us. It does look stunning. You're going to have to take my word for it, I'm afraid. And apologies we don't have any of it where you can hear it, where it's making that lovely chiming sound. So don't forget to give us a like, share and subscribe. And we've got some stills photos coming up any moment now. We will see you again in a few days' time. Have a lovely week and weekend, and we'll see you again. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.